All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got a couple of hot listings to get to, and we're going to get to Martin Gramatica here in studio. Lifeguard Imaging, former Super Bowl winner Martin Gramatica in studio. Before we do, here's a hot listing. We like to talk about our listings on air, help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. 80 outlets worldwide. We are featuring our listings in ways no other real estate companies can. 12290 101st Street in Largo. Now, what we've got here is a rare opportunity to buy 10 acres of land in Pinellas County, build, develop, and potentially put up to 22 single-family homes or 43-unit townhome community. 12290 and 12330 101st Street in Largo. Nearly 11 acres MOL. You got 5 acres being buildable. Stunning piece of land on Lake Seminole. It's the second largest lake in Tampa Bay. Lake Seminole development opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Vacant land for sale. Attention builders, developers, entrepreneurs. Reach out. We'd love to talk to you. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Martin Gramatica in the house. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. How you doing, Brandon?
Excellent, excellent. Fresh off your cruise there. I saw some pictures online. That was fun.
It was first time cruising, so it was pretty cool. The nice thing about that was a Bucs cruise, so it was a bunch of Buck fans, so I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah. So a bunch of the players went too. And
yes, they had 5 active players, and then myself and Dexter were the retired, the old guys. The old guys in the crew. Yeah. No, but it was good. It's good to catch up. Good to meet the young guys. They're real nice, cordial, down to earth. So it's nice to see that with young athletes.
Yeah, that's cool. Who were some of the younger guys?
So Tristan Wirfs was one of them. Joe Tryon. Leonard Fournette was there.
Okay. He's a beast. He's a beast running back, man. Did we get him back again? Did we re-sign him?
Well, he's still under contract, but I believe he wanted to be released, so he might be getting released soon. I don't think it's officially happened, but I think it is.
Yeah.
But Joe Tryon and then Tristan Wirfs are just beast as well. I mean,
big boys.
Yeah, I had to stand next to him. I looked smaller than even smaller than I am.
Don't you hate that? Guys like us, we stand next to a big dude and makes us look smaller.
Well, not that we're big, but we even look smaller next to those guys.
That's what I mean.
Well, my kids were making fun of me, when I took the pictures. Like next time, stand on a stool or stand next to somebody else. I don't have a choice.
They got to take a shot at Dad when they can.
They do. They're at that age, they like to. They like to blast Dad when they can.
There you go. Because you're coaching them too a lot, right?
Yes, yeah. They both. All three play soccer and football. So I'm pretty involved with all their sports.
Nice. That's fun, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you got a busy schedule. So you're an account executive or a VP for Lifeguard Imaging. You're also head coach for the Tampa Bay Strikers, that indoor soccer league now. Yeah. So, and then the Bucs commentator. I mean, gosh, what else are you doing, Martin?
It's all fun stuff. So it's not like something that I dread getting up in the morning and doing it. And whatever I do that day, it's all fun. Especially the lifeguard stuff. I've never thought I'd be in an industry or do a job where you can save people's lives. Playing sports my whole life. That's fun. It's great, but the effects and the way you can change somebody's life in the positive by saving it. Yeah, I've never thought I'd do anything like that. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. Definitely created a great career, well respected. Kicker in the league and Super Bowl winner, and awesome. And then to go to that event the other day, we haven't really caught up since that event. Frankie, you guys put on an awesome event over at Maggiano's, kind of a customer appreciation, first annual, I believe, customer appreciation. I was there. I met some really cool people. I met Michael, the tech guy. I think he might be coming on the show soon too.
Oh, cool.
But it was really neat to see those stories. And you're talking about saving lives. I mean, that is legit. I mean, there were people coming up and telling different stories. Anything stand out to you about that night?
No, absolutely. For me, and we called it Empowered by the Scan, because these are all patients and people that have been saved by the scan. And a lot of people don't realize that there are offices like ours that do preventative scans, and we're one of 5 in the country. There are not that many, but we have it in our own backyard. And to be able to celebrate the patients that we've saved their lives. And for me, it was cool to hear some of those stories because they were prior to me coming on board. So cool. I know some of them because I've been involved and I've met the patient and was part of their, discovering something and treating it and surviving it. But a lot of the early ones, I wasn't part of the company. So it was nice to see some of those stories. I had heard about them. I've seen them doing some, media, maybe like a commercial or an interview, but never had met them personally. So it was really cool to see, and it's going to keep getting bigger. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, because it's fortunate that we're finding it. Unfortunately, there are millions of people walking this earth that are a ticking time bomb that have no idea because they don't have a symptom. So.
Right.
With a preventative scan, you can catch either heart disease early or cancer early and survive it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got these heart scans that you offer out. So why don't we talk about that then? So you've got the free heart scan. It's an actual imaging scenario where it's going to take a picture of the heart and kind of show you your risk for heart attack and potential deadly heart attacks.
Right. So it's a CT scan. It's a coronary artery scan, which is the calcium in the artery. So we're going to do the free scan for any of your listeners. So when they come in, that scan a 0 is the only perfect score. 1 is considered heart disease. It's mild and it's not, at that point that dangerous. But depending on the score that you get, then you have to get more detailed tests, more invasive, like the heart cath where they do the dye, and then potentially could do a stent, or some patients even need open heart surgery. Some of the patients that were at that party had triple bypass, quadruple bypass, so there's patients that need more than just a stent. But the initial test is looking inside the heart. EKG, stress tests, those are great markers, but they're not looking in the heart. The scan is looking in the heart, so we can detect any blockage that's calcified. After that, depending on the number, then the heart cath will determine what the blockage is, the percentage of blockage, because there is blockage in your heart that's not calcified yet. So that's what the heart cath will do after you see if you see a high score with one of our tests. Okay,
awesome. So reach out then. This is very important. Reach out to the show hotline, 727-263-3707. We got a new hotline, 727-263-3707, and Martin Gramatica Lifeguard Imaging is going to hook you up with a free heart scan. So it's an awesome value. What's the value on that, Martin?
Well, the heart scan is a $600 value.
Wow.
When a patient comes in for the free heart scan, then they're going to meet with a patient advocate. The patient advocate is going to explain to them our full body scan, because we have a full body scan, which is from basically the chin down to the pelvis.
Yep.
So we 90% of the deadliest cancers develop in our mid region, so that's why we're scanning that area.
Right.
And also we have a virtual colonoscopy that'll explain pretty much everything we do, and we have a legacy program. Our legacy program is great because the first scan it's very important, but it's not the most important scan. The first scan is where you set the baseline.
Right.
And from there, by scanning yearly, that's where if anything were to develop year 3, 4, 5, you catch it at that early stage, and that's how you can treat it and survive it a lot easier than if you wait and not catch it. So that's why it's important to get the first one, but getting the first one is just going to let you know what's going on now.
Yeah.
But in the future, if anything were to develop, you catch it with the next scan, or the third year or fourth, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, we're talking with Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Lifeguard Imaging, convenient location as well, right here at the Courtney Causeway. Real easy to get to, in and out of. And he's offered a free heart scan to our listeners. Just reach out to the hotline, 727-263-3707. And if you're a Buccaneers fan, if they're a Buccaneers fan, they bring a jersey in, you'll sign it for them?
Absolutely, yes.
There you go.
We take care of any Bucs fan. And then, the thing is, at the office, we have a lot of, you saw Chiefs fans, we have Philly fans. So it's a very diverse group of sports fans, but a lot of sports fans, which is cool. So you just come in and we'll take care of you, no matter what team you cheer for. But if you're a Bucs fan, it's a lot easier because I'll sign whatever they want.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Bring a football and get Martin to sign it. And, that's awesome. You hear the news, too. I guess it was just recently came out, Rondé getting his nod into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. It took way too long, in my opinion. He should have been a first ballot. And not only he's a Hall of Famer on the field, off the field, he's just a great guy. So it's nice to see
that's what I hear.
Phenomenal athletes be phenomenal people, which is more important to be a better person off the field.
Right.
Ronnie's a Hall of Famer off the field as well. He's a great guy, so I'm so happy for him. And for us players that will never make the Hall of Fame, it's nice to have that little piece of us in the Hall of Fame just by our teammates being there. With Brooks, Warren Sapp, Tony Dungy, and now Rondé, John Lynch. So you have these guys that I shared locker rooms with now that they're in the Hall of Fame. I know they did it all because they're the athletes, but we were part of those teams, and it's nice to see them go in.
Well, I mean, as a kicker, man, you had a pretty darn good career. What do you got to do to be in the Hall of Fame as a kicker?
Well, a lot more than I did. So play a lot longer and then miss less field goals.
Well, yeah, I mean, Automatica, Gramatica, though, that's the name, man. That's
I know,
the name.
no. I mean, I know it won't happen, but it would. No, I'm good with. I'm happy knowing it's not going to happen. So I'm happy that my teammates are going. I can be a part of that.
That's awesome. But you guys did set some records too, didn't you? At one point, I think you had you won the Luke Rose Award coming out of college, K-State.
Yes.
And then you also had 65-yarder.
65-yarder was my senior in college.
So is that still standing? A record still standing?
For college, yeah. And then Justin Tucker beat it with a 66-yarder as far as like the longest ever off the ground.
Off the ground.
Before they used to use a block. I
Yeah.
think somebody kicked like 66, 68 maybe.
Yeah.
Off the block. Now off the ground, Justin Tucker hit that 66-yarder, which is incredible kick in the NFL to win a game. So
yeah,
that's a pretty good kick.
And depending on the elevation too, maybe
Well, he was indoors, so I mean,
indoors.
There's no wind there. So yeah, no, he's got a cannon. That's why he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer when it comes to the kicker. That's what you need to do to be a Hall of Famer.
There you go.
Justin Tucker. Yeah,
yeah,
he's a good kicker.
That's cool, man. All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back more with Martin Gramatica, lifeguard imaging here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1, Brandon Rhymes PA on Facebook, and we've got the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got a new Instagram up there. We need to get some followers on that one. CQB Show on Instagram. CQB Show on Instagram. Go to Instagram. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 as well. We'll be back with our feel-good story of the day and more with Martin Gramatica. Got New Jersey man walks across the U.S. to raise money for the homeless veterans. Nearly $100,000 for homeless veterans. We'll be right back.
And offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, featuring our hot listings on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got some properties here in Tampa Bay that we'd like to feature. We got 4501 Garnett. This is a property that we've got Garnett Drive in Newport Richey. It's a waterfront property on the canal. You got bay access here from Garnett Drive in Newport Richey. 2215 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath. You got a private community boat ramp. Open floor plan, cathedral ceiling. Got a fireplace in there as well. Upstairs loft. It's a golf cart friendly community. 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey. One of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team here. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet. Tell me something good.
All right, so here's our feel-good story of the day. Tommy Pascal of Randolph, New Jersey, successfully walked from the Atlantic to the Pacific, nearly 3,000 miles in 143 days. Pascal gave himself the goal of trekking from New Jersey to Venice Beach, California, to raise money for awareness for homeless veterans, America's homeless veterans. Since completing the trip, he's raised nearly $97,935 for the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans in D.C. The nearly 5-month journey took less time than Pasquale expected. He initially predicted he would make it to California by April. Toward the end of his journey, he was walking 25 to 30 miles per day with fewer rests in between. He said many miles he covered while pushing his shopping cart full of essentials caused him to burn through 10 pairs of shoes, he said. So he's burning through shoes as he's walking for these veterans. It's awesome. For his overnight camps, he had a tent that he would camp in, and if he wasn't crashing at a hotel or homes of the people that he knew along the way, said he's backed into his normal life in New Jersey, and he plans to write a book using the journal entries that he kept for his walk along the way. And there you have it, our feel-good story of the day. We love to tell you something positive with those stories. And we got Martin Gramatica in the house, lifeguard imaging. He's offering that free heart scan. We also want to talk about this virtual colonoscopy that they offer. Before we do, I just want to play this quick clip. If you're sports fans out there, you kind of notice these types of things happen over the years. But I'm going to play this clip. This was really interesting on one of the ESPN shows. Former J.J. Redick, I think he played for either Duke or North Carolina. He was a pretty good point guard back in the day. J.J. Redick calls out one of his co-hosts on this clip, and we're going to analyze why.
It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, they favor white people. You
I
just
did not-
said that.
I did
Yes,
not-
you did.
I
Yes,
did
you did.
not- I did
Yes,
not-
you did. That
I
is
did not-
exactly
I
what
did
you
not-
implied,
I
Kendrick
did
Perkins.
So the
not-
fight goes
That
on.
is exactly
Yes,
what
you
you
did. No, I
implied.
didn't. Yes, I did.
Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all
and act
know
like
what
you're
you
something
implied the
more
other
than
day.
me.
We all
I
know
just
what you
stated-
implied
hold on,
just now. Hold on.
I stated,
One at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the
One at a
facts.
time.
It's the facts.
Jason, is it the facts? What's going on here?
So Jason Whitlock's talking about it.
So I know Kendrick Perkins. He used to appear on the show I did for Fox Sports. Look, Kendrick is like a lot of athletes. They spend a lot of time developing their physical gifts and don't spend a lot of time working on critical thinking.
Yeah, critical thinking, and unfortunately, and if you didn't know what that argument was about, it was JJ Redick basically calling out his co-host, saying that it was about the MVP of the league being voted on, I guess, in the NBA, the basketball, and it was a white European player that won, I guess, or was up for winning. I don't follow NBA very much. I don't care a lot about the NBA at all, but it's interesting. I love to see JJ Redick calling him out for this racist type of remark, because Lord knows the left calls out anybody falsely or truthfully whenever they get their chance to. So, anyways, I know you don't want to comment. You may not want to comment. You don't know about.
No, I
haven't heard
didn't.
about
I
that.
didn't see. I saw some clips on social media. They were arguing. I didn't even know what they were arguing about. So so I
pretty
didn't-
heated. It got pretty heated there.
Well, that's what the shows sell, like
Exactly.
and that's when Skip Bayless was on.
Yep.
Him and
What was his name?
First Take.
Yep.
All they did was argue back and forth. Now he's doing.
Was that Shannon Sharp?
No, he's doing that with Shannon Sharp now.
Okay.
I can't remember his other co-host.
The other
but
guy, Kornheiser.
No.
Yep.
Either way,
I know who you're talking about.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
So they used to go back and forth. So that's what's interesting. If it's just all vanilla and nobody wants to argue with anybody, then who's going to watch?
Exactly.
So sometimes they have to create these stories to make them, and who knows how real this argument is? It might be just for TV.
Could be.
But yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, they're just going to argue it's TV. I don't really follow the NBA at all, like you said. I mean, I don't follow it hardly at all, so I couldn't really comment on it. So.
NBA's way too tied to China, and the CCP, the Communist Party. I mean, a lot of the sports leagues are, but that one is over the top tied to the Chinese Communist Party and what they're doing, and Nike and a lot of those big companies. But anyways, we'll go back to business here. Martin Gramatica is in studio. Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives here in Tampa Bay. Heart scans. Now, you also have these virtual colonoscopies available.
Yes, so the virtual colonoscopy is much more thorough and less invasive than the conventional. The conventional, the prep, anybody that has done it understands. I haven't done it, and my fear was just because I didn't want to do the prep. Once you prep for a colonoscopy, you never want to drink Gatorade again, from what I hear. Just that jug they give you. And then this 6-foot probe with the camera, it's a dangerous procedure that at times has ruptured the colon wall, and the patient passes away from the procedure that's supposed to save their life.
Right.
So it's very dangerous, but very necessary.
Yeah.
Now, with a virtual colonoscopy, we only insert 2.5 inches, pump air in the colon.
Yep.
The patient goes in and out of the scanner. It's about a 15-minute scan. And now not only do we see the inner colon, but we also see the outer colon. The benefit of that is because there's patients that have had clean colonoscopies that have passed away with colon cancer because the cancer was on the outer wall and it seeped into the colon.
Right.
Now we're seeing everything. 3D image of the colon, and then minimal prep because we're not going in there searching and looking. It's the scanner that's doing all the work, so it has minimal prep. The other benefit is there's no anesthesia. That's a huge benefit because a lot of people don't like to be put under.
Right.
So when you have your virtual colonoscopy, most patients go to work that day. So there's no excuse for skipping work. You get yours, and I think you did.
I went right back to work. Yeah, it was not that big a deal. In and out, super friendly staff. I mean, they make you feel comfortable about it, and it's again great location right there at Rocky Point. Wonderful location. You should check them out, and definitely, hey, it's a free heart scan. Reach out 727-263-3707, and then you talk about that legacy plan where you're setting the baseline, and then now every year for up to 5 years or so, you're going back and seeing, hey, did anything develop over this last year, and you catch it early.
Right. That's the thing. Like I was saying earlier, the first scan is great to do, the first scan. But hopefully everything's unremarkable, which everything's fine. Let's say, for example, my scans. I've already scanned twice because I've been at Lifeguard longer than a year. So my first scan, I had minor things, just aging things, minor. Second scan now, same minor things, from aging, but also now the radiologist noted my spine had deteriorated 5%. We're not looking for that. We're looking for the deadly diseases, the deadly cancers, and then obviously the calcium scores. But if they note and see something, they'll note it and they'll put it on the report. And a lot of times people ask me, why didn't they note it on the first report? Because there was no baseline. There was no scan to compare it. That's why we're saying that the first scan is very important, but not as important as the follow-up scans, because now you can see how your body changes.
Right.
Before, we don't have anything to compare what your body was like. So by setting that baseline early, now every scan you compare to that first one. And if anything were to change, as small as that 2 millimeter, which is the tip of a pen, then we can see it. Our radiologists will see it. They'll note it. And then either you can monitor with the next scan, or if they think it needs deeper monitoring, they may do different pathologies where injectables, where they do the dye. So the radiologist will pretty much tell the patient what they recommend. And then from there, obviously, it's up to the patient to do the follow-up testing.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And have you noticed anybody coming in that had be real careful about how I say this, the COVID shots, and that's supposedly affecting some hearts around the country? Have you seen or heard any of those?
See, we opened after the pandemic, so there's nothing that we can compare prior to the pandemic to post-pandemic to see how the hearts are. But we do hear stories, and you always hear people that it has affected their heart.
Right.
We don't have anything that we can compare or see. We just see what's going on with their heart now. We don't know what their heart was 5-6 years ago before if they got a shot or got COVID. So we don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we can't compare that.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we got about 25 seconds back to you. How do you want folks to connect?
Yeah, just reach out to us, like the number you just gave out for your show, and then they come out, and then you can send them my way, or they can go on our website and just mention your show, the quarterback show, and then they get the free heart scan.
Awesome. Yep, here's the number one more time. Free heart scan, Lifeguard Imaging, Martin Gramatica, 727-263-3707. We want to save some lives, and I would love to hear the stories of these callers that come in. 727-263-3707. And Martin, always a pleasure catching up, man.
Good talking to you, man.
Likewise. Awesome. All right, hey, another great show. We had Logan Briggs, TH Roofing, Shane Socash, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin. I want to thank Jose, Alex, Nicole, our producers, for doing an awesome job always. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play.